What's up, guys? I've seen a lot of feedback on my, I guess not a lot of feedback, but quite a bit of views on my why you should be playing Monk and Path of Exile 2, so I figured I'd make a quick video and show you guys my Monk build currently. So, as of right now, we are mainly focusing on Ice Strike, obviously. Don't even worry so much about that. That's for my secondary bossing type. But for your main like mapping, um, for one, Grim Feast is a huge like. As soon as you are able to get Grim Feast, get Grim Feast. So what that will do is when you're in a map, you will get like I don't little whispers. I don't even know how to explain it, but there's like little things that drop on the ground, and as you can see, the remnants help you recover 197 energy shield per one that you pick up. Mine's only level 18 because, as you see, it requires quite a bit of intellect, and I'm not really stacking yet per se. I am only level 92, and I just throw precision on it just so it helps get to me quicker, or you get accuracy. Um, Herald of Thunder, another Herald of Thunder and Herald of Ice. These two you will put the opposite effects onto. Like you can see here, I have Magnified Effect, Lightning, Lightning, Innervate, and then here I'll have Cold, Cold. So it's, I don't know the best way to explain it, but as you can see here, for if anybody ever wants to follow along, you can go ahead and take a look, and you can see all the gems that I am running with each ability. Cold Infusion, Glaciation, Long Shot, Ambush. Ice Strike is our biggest. I mean, that's our number one, what we want, what we need. Obviously, you want to get a 5th socket on here when you can, but we have ours level 20, and it's really important that you want to upgrade your quality on things like this because it will help your damage go up, and as you can see, more attack speed. That attack speed is crucial with a build like this. So as you sit here, your charge staff. So charge staff. I'll give a demonstration after I kind of go through everything, so you can kind of see how the build works per se. Right now, I'm just kind of giving you an overview of what am I all using on my gear or skill gem wise. We'll go over gear here shortly. Boom, boom, boom. Wind Dancer, that's nice because if you get overran, this is like a huge breach type build. So I'm constantly running breaches and rituals. So, Wind Dancer helps you, it pushes those enemies away from you if you ever get into a pinch. And then Combat Frenzy is what turns your charges into, what is it? Turns them into frenzy charges instead of, I can't remember what charges they're called when you are a monk. So now that we've kind of gone over all of that, take a look here. So we currently have 42 strength, 188 dexterity, and 181 intelligence, with 82 fire, 88 cold, 78 lightning. The evasion. So if you take a look at my gear here, we'll go over my gear. So we are rocking a pretty decent staff. It's not anything crazy. I think I paid like 60x for it. Nothing insane. The elemental damage with attacks isn't needed, but it's something that will like really boost up that damage, and it is. A staff with that on it will be a little bit more expensive. It will be. Obviously, we have anything with rarity. Rarity chance is really important right now for dropping divs and exalts, things like that. Obviously, this is something right here that I can't say is needed because I went without it for a while. Actually, up until probably a week ago, I did not have HOWA. Now we do, and this makes our build insane. So if you look here, we're sitting at 78,268 damage. You get rid of HOWA, we're at 56,000. So, I mean, that's something that absolutely will make your build feel 10 times better. Actually, to be quite honest, 20,000 damage better. So, and obviously this is where you can start stat stacking like crazy, because per 25 dexterity, you're getting 3% increased attack speed. So you can make your attack speed off the chain. A lot of people will be asking evasion rating and energy shield. Why am I not just running pure energy shield with a energy shield type build? Because we all know energy shield is overpowered right now. Well, let's be honest. Energy shield is insane right now. So you have your evasion rating here. Eventually you can put your evasion rating on your helm too if you need a little bit more spirit. Because as you see with my gems here, I'm running 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm running 5 different spirit gems. So that gets a little confusing, right? Because, you know, well, if you come to your passive tree, you can get this right here. Lead me through grace. Gain 1 spirit for every 6 energy shield equipped on equipped body armor. Gain 1 spirit for pure 15 evasion rating on equipped body armor. So that's where you're going to get an insane amount of spirit. I mean, as you can see, I have 234 spirit, and I still have 34 left over. So I could actually almost put another spirit gem on if I wanted to. So that is where you're going to get all of these here. Now you have to be careful because they do have requirements. So obviously move up with them as you go, because if not, sometimes you can kind of break character a little bit. I've done it a few times. Another thing that will really help your damage is allocating Overwhelming Strike on your amulet. When you allocate Overwhelming Strike, let's see here. Increase critical hit, increase critical damage, increase stun with critical hits. So I mean, again, crit damage is super needed on a build like this. Obviously, in the beginning, get your crit chance late. I'm 93, so I'm starting to grab more and more crit chance. But as you go on, or as you kind of scale your build, ignore, you know, the crit chances a little bit. I mean, you can spec into a few, but your crit nodes, you don't really need to focus on them too much early game. Late game is when you really want to start getting them. Now, another big thing with this build is, I mean, look, I have 0 chaos damage. What the hell? How do you have 0 chaos damage and you're mapping at level 92? Well, there's this awesome node right here called Chaos Inoculation. Maximum life becomes 1, immune to chaos damage. So as you can see, we got 1 life, 4700 shield. But with the mapping and how chaos damage will completely destroy your mapping experience, pretty much, it's almost, I mean, it is a need on this type of build. Absolutely. I mean, you'll be kind of, I don't want to say dumb for not using it, because obviously everybody has their own type of builds, but for something like this, that's a must-have. Absolute must-have. Now, gems that I like to use for a build like this, because there will be quite a few little gem slots that you grab. Gems that I like to use is increased cold damage, maximum energy shield, and mana regeneration rate, because as you can see, we have 962 mana. It tends to be a problem when you are bossing. It does get frustrating. It's something that I personally need to work on with this build. But I mean, every one of these gems is crit damage, cold damage, maximum energy shield. Spell damage, that's pretty awful, but that was just what I could find at the time. I haven't really gone through all of these gems and really hunkered down on them. Like right here, we could throw another prefix suffix on it. So, you know, there is still things that this build you could actually kind of work yourself into and see different things and try out different things. I still don't have all the crit damage that I need, but But that's kind of a good overview of what everything I am doing currently. Just kind of going over all of this gear here. So if anybody wanted to pause and see exactly what I am running, and then we'll kind of go over a quick little overview here of what exactly we are doing. So obviously I like to run tier 15s, tier 16s, whatever we got going. Let me just kind of do this, which is actually not bad. We got 11%, 20%, and then we'll val it real quick, see if we get tier 16, and we do not. So whatever, is what it is. We're gonna run it anyway. Why not, you know? Kind of go over an overview of how the build itself works, what you exactly want to be doing. So as you enter your map, obviously right now you're just doing your base ice strike, right? So you'll sit here, boom, 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 hit a few enemies. As you can see, those are those Grim Feasts I was talking about. And now if you look, we have 3 power charges, right? And this is where we hit our charge staff. Boom. You'll see it kind of looks like a lightsaber type deal. And that's when you know your staff is charged up. And then after that, it's basically constantly spamming your charge staff to get your charge staff good. And just go to town. As you can see, the Grim Feast, I mean, we can get hit. It's not going to matter. Those Grim Feasts are popping up all over the place. And as you can see, we've pretty much doubled our shield. So we're walking around with 10k energy shield mapping without really doing, without having to spend the necessary money to get 10,000 energy shield. Because if you want to spend the money to get 10,000 energy shield, well, you better have a big bank. So, you know, we'll kind of just complete the map here and you'll kind of get the gist of it, but this build is very strong. Bosses like that, sit there, pop your charge staff, drop your bell, smack your bell, and you'll pretty much watch them get deleted. I mean, it's something that, this is a kind of build where you kind of put YouTube on your second monitor and you can just map for free. We have all the breach boss points now. I think I have all the breach boss points. I don't have all the breach boss points. I lied. So I mean, we've done all of the breach bosses almost, and we've had no problem. We've done a king, not our own king, sadly, but we've done an audience with a king. So we've done a little bit of the pinnacle content, and I haven't had a problem. Bosses, you can, I can make a separate video down the line. This build is not my build. I did not craft this build. I was shown this build by somebody in the game. So I'm not taking, what do you want to call it? I'm not taking any credit for this build whatsoever. This is not my build. I can't say that enough. I cannot stress that enough. I did not come up with this build. I am simply copying it, and letting it fly. But I figure there's a lot of people out there that, especially in global, people say, man, should I be playing Monk? Should I be playing Monk? Everybody hears about how good Monk is. This is a build that you can get into, and you can get into it for cheap. Obviously, HOWA, that is an expensive item, but it's an item that isn't necessarily needed. It is an item that will take you to the next level, but it isn't a necessarily needed item. It is just something that will excel you a little bit more. 20,000 damage. So, if it's your first build or your first time playing POE, maybe, like right there, we have an audience in the game. Obviously, if this is your first build, first run through, you're not going to have the currency to really get something like this started off the jump, but that's something that you run your breaches, get your breach stones, and or your breach splinters to get a breach stone, and just run them. You know, there's times where people will be in global, people will want you to run them with them, and maybe they're nice enough to give them to you because they already have them. I've done it. I've gotten 3 of them. I gave them to whoever was in the party with me. Because at the end of the day, I mean, everybody's all about making currency, yada yada yada, but I'm about everybody having fun. So, I mean, this isn't a crazy map. This is kind of a pretty low-key, chill map. Nothing insane. Eventually, I'll start making a video about farming currency. Right now, currency is absolutely insane. You can make a lot of currency by basically doing nothing. I mean, these rituals right here, I have 0 ritual points. Sadly, because I ran a king without being in my own hideout. So that was shitty, but you can do these rituals and make stupid money. I mean, this is my second one that I've gotten running rituals with no passive points in ritual. None. Not a single one in ritual, and that's my second audience. As you can see, actually we do have all 8. We're stupid. So, something that you can do and enjoy fairly easily, and you can craft, actually get a lot of currency out of this. You run them enough, I promise you, you will make your money, and you will make quite a bit of it. Same thing with essences. Like, people look at certain maps and they go, oh, there's no money to be made here. I promise you there's money to be made, and you do not have to have virtually anything. You don't have there's a lot of these YouTubers out here that are showing you, oh, you know, it's this and this, blah 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 blah. You have to have this many points in this many points in that. It's not needed. I mean, you can still farm currency. It's there, I promise. Now, are you gonna get a div drop every map you run? No, you're not. You're really not. But the money's there. This is a really shit map. I can't even lie to you guys. But you guys kind of get the gist of it. I will timestamp everything below as much as I can. Actually, we might, just for the video purpose, we're gonna go Chancellor with that heavy build. Cause why not? Headhunter? We get a headhunter for the YouTube video? Let's see. That would be fucking crazy. Well, that's about how that usually goes. So, as you can see, we got quite a bit of currency, 8 div, because, you know, we're poor. But other than that, I will leave some comments below if you need any help or anything like that. We can work something out. You can always add me, and we can do it that way, or, you know, we'll figure something out. Or leave a comment below, and I will respond to every comment. So, thank you very much, guys, and we will be seeing you again. I have plenty of videos coming up soon. So, take care, and I'll see you guys around. Peace.